We're at the Hawk's Nest. Thank you so much for the invitation. This is an honor and a privilege.
Of course.
Let me give you a quick fist bump to start this thing.
Boom, thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
thank
Sean,
you.
give it to
Thanks
me,
for
man.
coming.
Boom. Sean and I are huge fans. We grew up, I mean, we're a little bit different age brackets, maybe like a decade apart, but we both have like these Tony Hawk moments in our lives, right? Like these moments that just stick out. And then obviously over the years there's multiple times, but there's like that first moment. And then I have a 12-year-old, you have an 8-year-old, right? Yeah. And they're now fans. It's an incredible skill, and not a lot of people have that ability to just transcend age, right? And so, you know, kudos to you for being one of those
thank
people.
you. I mean, it makes me feel incredibly old, but I appreciate it.
Iconic, it's iconic.
It's okay. I'm just glad I'm still here.
Yeah, my moment though, funny enough, like it's not your typical moment. My parents, I think, took me to see Police Academy 4.
Sick. Wow. Sick.
And they're in the middle. I mean, now I look back on that video and it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like you're like, but at the time it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. So what I did was after that movie, I got the credits and I looked through each of I mean, it was essentially, that was the Powell Peralta, it was the Bones
And Chris Miller.
And Chris Miller at the time.
That is the only job I ever got fired from.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. They hired me to double David Spade.
Okay.
That's crazy.
His stunt.
That's so crazy.
His stunt double.
Yeah.
And I went through a growth spurt from the time they hired me to the time they shot it. We shot it in Toronto all at night. And by the time I got to the set, they're like, "You're too tall."
What? Yo,
and
that's
so they
wild.
shot with me for a couple days, and then at some point the director's just like, "Send that dude home."
What?
Really?
That's crazy.
And so they hired Chris Miller to double David Spade. So if you watch it, which you did, his stance changes.
Yes.
A couple times. But it was a blast because they let us have free reign. I mean, they would choose skate spots in Toronto, and then they would get full permission to ride it.
That's cool. That's
Which is
really
the first
cool.
time that ever happened.
Was that your first movie role?
That was the first time I got to work on a real movie production. Yeah.
Okay.
But not a role because I was a stunt double.
Right.
Search for Animal Chin probably predated this, right?
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah.
This
Just
is one of my
before that.
favorite. We ordered that for
I guess
our
that was
shop.
my first. That was my first.
That was
acting
really
role.
good. That was a good one. Even just some of the early like Gleaming Cube and a lot of these like early movies was our intro to watching you, and then
It's funny how
a lot of
there are
demos.
these zeitgeist movies, like Gleaming the Cube, like Police Academy, and Back to the Future.
Back to the Future as
That
well.
even though there was just a glimpse of skating, it got people hyped to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I also watched the Complex piece this week, and I didn't realize you have such an archive of film history.
I'm trying. Yeah. It's hard.
I mean, why? Because there's not a lot out there. Or
There's not a lot out there, and I mean, for instance, the Holy Grail to me would be the skateboard from Gleaming the Cube.
Right.
Made out of a manhole cover.
Badass.
Yeah.
Where is it? Do you know? Is
No,
it like
I have no idea.
We have no idea where it is. Oh, that's so cool.
That's
though.
Christian Slater, right?
I like that hunt.
That's Christian Slater's. Yeah, he had a couple stunt doubles, but we had to actually. The coolest thing is I was right out of high school when I got that job.
Crazy.
And the first thing I did for the movie was we had to teach Christian how to look good on a skateboard, or how to look comfortable. So we would just spend entire afternoons in schoolyards teaching him how to push and turn and stuff, and we're getting paid. It was wild.
That is so sick.
Yeah.
You're skating, doing what you love, and you find yourself in these Hollywood movies. Is that like
so
a
cool.
crazy
That's
moment?
so cool,
Yeah.
dude.
And also young enough that you have this sense of invincibility.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, this is how it's gonna go from now on.
Yeah.
No, that's not the case.
Life changes fast.
Yeah.
Is there one particular cinematic project you worked on that's bigger than any of them, that just like lives with you today?
I think the coolest thing I got to do was double Will Ferrell.
Okay.
For Daddy's Home.
Damn.
That was more recent years.
Yeah.
That was maybe 12 years ago or so. And I actually, he had to take a fall, and I took the fall, and I actually split my leg open right here, like wide open, had to get stitches.
I don't know.
But it was sick.
Fall guy for Will Ferrell.
It was fun,
That's
yeah.
dope.
It was totally worth it.
I grew up in upstate New York. I grew up in Woodstock, New York. You grew up in Virginia.
Yeah, Leesburg. I think you came to our skate park in '99 on the Whoop-Ass tour, Catoctin.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We had like a 4-foot, we had like a 10-foot vert
Well,
wall
there
with,
weren't
like,
many
4
skate
feet.
parks on that tour, so we had to figure out a route that worked
I think
for
you guys
all
did
of
like
them.
Frederick, Maryland.
Yep.
There was a good park there, and then you probably went to Pit Crew, which was like their skate shop.
Probably.
Yeah, and then
I feel
our
like
town,
you have a better handle on the tour schedule than I do.
It was legendary in our town though, and so like I moved there a couple of years later, so I didn't get to see you guys at our local park, but everyone was like, oh dude, the Birdhouse team came and like everyone's parents took them out of school, like ripped them out of classes, brought everyone to the park. It was super legendary.
I mean,
it was
that was
really
one of the
cool.
first times we got pretty decent crowds.
Yeah.
For a skate tour.
That's cool.
In years.
Yeah.
I mean, no one came to our area, so like that was insane for us.
Yeah, and Whoop Ass tour, that would have been also Matt Hoffman.
Yeah, Matt Hoffman was there at
Rooftop.
Catoctin. Yeah.
These small towns, right? I mean, Woodstock at the time was, you're talking in the late 80s, early 90s, not a lot going on. I think IBM had left. There's all these mill towns upstate New York. So there's probably one community center in these towns. Maybe there's like a little half, like small ramp kind of thing. If that.
Yeah.
And then I've gone back years later and I went to a part closer to Buffalo. I think it was Ellicottville, Jamestown. And there's these beautiful parks.
Yeah.
And I was asking about them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, a lot of that is made possible by
Skate Park Project." Yeah,
which is really incredible to have seen the growth and see these. I mean, these are towns that get like ice cold in the winter, and these kids are still out there shredding. I'd love to learn a little bit more about that. How'd that come to be, and like where it's at
well,
now?
it kind of was an answer to like what you said, where we were on these tours, or we just knew there were no skate parks.
Yeah.
Right. Or if there were skate parks, they were private. You had to pay. They were wood. They were falling apart.
Yeah.
And so when I saw skating start, especially after the release of our first game, I saw skating on the rise in terms of interest, participation, popularity, with no facilities to provide for this. So there's all these kids who want to skate, and they're just out on the streets, which, obviously there's something to be said for that, but at some point, that's not tenable.
No.
Where it's like, no, you need to provide a facility. You're a city providing for your community and your youth, and you don't have a skate park?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And so that was me trying to sort of turn that tide by creating a foundation, mostly to try to divert the energy and the funds to underserved areas.
Yeah.
So places that just don't have much for their kids.
No.
And the kids find skateboarding, and they find an outlet, and they find something positive in their life, and they just don't have any support in it. So we wanted to show them, like, no, we believe in this. And it was a tough sell in the beginning. Yeah. It was a hard push. Like I would say the first 5 to 6 years of the foundation, we were coming up against a lot of negativity.
Right.
Well, I feel like a lot of this, even our small town, was always pushing back on the skate park, like even expansion or
firstly they thought skateboarding was a fad
or a bad crowd,
or they thought it was a bad influence.
Yeah.
They thought it was a bunch of lazy slackers.
Yeah.
Everyone smokes weed. They get up late. Whatever it was, it was obviously it was not something that was the reality.
Yeah.
And so when they finally when a city would finally give in and get a skate park, they saw how much use it gets, how much good it was doing, how the community finally felt that they were being served.
Yeah.
And then they'd build more. So inevitably it was like there would be a little pocket, like Atlanta.
So sick.
Atlanta built one park, and there was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So many people are here day and night, sun up, sun down, let's build another one.
Right.
And then finally that started to flourish, and I would say only in the last 10 years where it's been like, it's not a hard sell.
Right.
And now, we've helped to fund over 800 skate parks.
It's crazy. I looked at the list.
What?
It's incredible. There's so many. So
800
many.
parks.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And still, I feel like there's still more needed.
Yeah, it's true.
Funny enough, like, I agree, you had to push back because of the rebellious nature.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you think that was a good help skateboarding grow, the rebellious nature, that sort of persona?
Sure, and it's still, that attitude of DIY and just renegade approach is still what the heart of skateboarding is.
Yeah.
There are still, the last cover of Thrasher is someone 360 flipping a set of stairs that are never meant to be skated.
Right.
And they keep trying to make unskateable.
Right.
And the skaters keep coming in and make, you know what I mean? That's the heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I grew up in skate parks.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a place that was designated. I just got lucky.
Yeah.
Like, I lived in San Diego. One of the last parks in the world happened to be in San Diego.
Yeah.
And so that was where I found my place of belonging and my community and my salvation. And so when I was able to affect any kind of change, I thought I'm best suited to try to create more skate parks.
Yeah.
And so I believe in all of the facets of skating, but my energy goes towards skate parks.
Is that park still there? The San Diego one?
No.
No, it's gone.
No, it's gone. It got buried. It got buried like in 1987,
Right.
88.
What?
I brought my oldest at the time to start skating during COVID, and everything was shut down, but the skate parks were they were open, sort of people were looking the other direction. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it was definitely on the sly.
It's yellow tape.
Yeah,
no one
I know.
really-
I was, well, honestly, I was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were here.
I was
right?
skating here in those days.
But to see that community, because people had nothing to do at the time, and it felt like a throwback to what it must have been like in.
Well, I'll tell you
Skateboarding always
that was
finds
the
a way,
last
you
time.
know?
That was the last time we had a big boom in sales
Yeah.
of skateboards at Birdhouse.
You saw it. You saw a
During
direct
COVID,
effect.
yeah.
So Birdhouse, being in the brand building mode and learning about brand building, we did a lot of research into Birdhouse, and we've all owned Birdhouse, but just to think about this brand and what it means to people now, skaters and beyond, and how it started, we were talking about it and kind of tripping out a little bit, because how old are you at the time when you start Birdhouse?
Oh wow, I was 24.
24. And at 24, you'd already been skating for the bigger brand. You're skating what, Peralta before that?
I'd been writing for Bones Brigade for 10 years.
Okay, Bones Brigade. Had you got the big sneaker deal yet? Had you done anything?
No.
Nothing.
Sneaker deal. No, I mean, I rode for Airwalk.
Okay, so you're riding
And
for Airwalk.
honestly, because Airwalk became more of a lifestyle brand during that time, that was my saving grace. That was the silver lining to everything, because I got a shoe around the time that we just when we started Birdhouse. Birdhouse was not profitable in the beginning. We were scraping by just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And the money that I got from Airwalk for a signature shoe completely saved me.
And that funds Birdhouse, essentially?
No.
No.
It funded my
Your
groceries and my
survival.
mortgage.
What's the motivation for launching Birdhouse, basically?
I felt like my time on the Bones Brigade had run its course. My style of skating was considered on the out. I skated vert. You know, we're here on a vert ramp. Half pipe skating was just not really the chosen activity or discipline anymore, because it had all gone street.
Right. Yeah.
Because all the skate parks had closed.
Right.
And people, the pioneers of street skating, people like Mark Gonzalez, you know, Nadas Kapas,
Right.
Tommy Guerrero, they figured out how to make the street a skate park.
Right.
And with that movement came not really a big boom in skating, but definitely a strong interest and kept the heartbeat going.
Right.
So kids just turned to the street. And so I'm considered a dinosaur. I'm an old vert.
24.
I'm 24.
Yeah.
But I'm an old vert
Right.
skater that, you know, uses pads.
Right.
And even uses rails on their boards. And that's just like, those dudes are long
Right.
gone.
Right.
I mean, I literally made the washed up list of Big Brother magazine.
What?
So this is 92-ish?
93,
93.
92,
That's
93, yeah.
wild.
And so
Is that when you have the emergence of Supreme and all those guys in New York?
Not yet.
Not
It
yet.
was mid-90s.
Mid-90s.
yeah, not yet. Although it's funny you asked that, because the Bones Brigade around 91 actually made a Supreme shirt because they had a whole gas station motif.
Oh, no way.
And it looks very similar to the
Didn't
Supreme
Lance Mountain
logo.
wear that or something?
I wore 'em
remember
too, yeah.
you
Yeah.
wore-
Yeah.
There's like a
By the
lot
way,
of
Lance
photos.
Mountain, that was my first board.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
good,
sick.
good
Yeah.
choice. So to answer your question, I started Birdhouse because I just thought, okay, I guess I'm done as a pro, but I want to be in skateboarding and I want to create my own brand and my own direction. And I just got a team together that I thought covered a lot of different styles, but also skaters that I thought were very progressive. Jeremy Klein, Willie Santos, Steve Barra, Ocean Howell. That was the original team. And then Bucky eventually, Heath Kirchart, you know,
Bucky.
like we started adding to the team, obviously, but Andrew Reynolds, Matt Beach, you know, those were our amateurs at the time.
Right. So how do you fund it at that point? How do you? I guess
The original funding came from the equity in my house.
Wow.
Because I did own real estate. Luckily, I owned a house when I was in high school,
Yeah.
What?
just before I turned 18, and that saved me for in terms of being able to put money into a project.
Right.
So I took out a second mortgage of my house, and I put it all into Birdhouse.
And what do you launch with? What pieces?
this was the very first Birdhouse skateboard ever made, right here. Jeremy Klein, his model. He was the first one to say yes, and he left World Industries to ride for Birdhouse, which was shocking.
And World was huge, right?
World was the biggest brand.
Huge, yeah.
And it was
where
like
is
he
he
left
in his career at this point?
What's that?
Where is Jeremy at this point in his career?
I would say he's one of the most popular street skaters
At that
the
time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
92 for sure.
Right.
And he already had a very distinct visual direction he wanted to go, which is more this anime. I mean, Jeremy started hookups, so
Yeah.
you can see where the influence was, right? But I actually pulled this off of the screener's desk.
That's
'cause
so
it was the
wild.
first one screened. And so that kind of shows you, well, it also just shows that I believed in these skaters for their creative direction too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I wasn't the best creative, and they were very vocal about that.
But you gave them the canvas, really. You know?
Yeah. No, and I was stoked, and
platform,
you know,
that's
eventually
cool.
we found our way, and we found a more cohesive aesthetic. But
cool.
Who did the art?
Jeremy did.
Jeremy did it.
Yeah.
So he's and hookups. He's done a lot of the art. I'm guessing
Yeah,
himself
yeah,
at this point.
yeah. He is hookups. Yeah.
And is he doing graphic design at that point, or is he doing it by hand? Do you remember?
He was doing it by hand, and then we
that's
would
crazy.
put it into, I don't remember, Quark Express.
Dope.
You know, and then have it output. I mean, it was.
Yeah. And what are you running out of
what
your
it is.
house at this point?
So with the money that I put in, and then my partner, Per Wielander, who was the skater in Back to the Future, he and I pooled our savings together, and we started Birdhouse and then Blitz Distribution.
Wow.
So Blitz Distribution was the distributor of Birdhouse, distributor of Flip,
Yeah.
and Hookups.
And so then at this point, how do you learn? I mean, do you have mentors, or do you have people who are saying, here's how you make a board, and here's how you produce clothes?
We had been in the industry long enough that we knew
Okay.
how to get boards made.
Okay.
And there were plenty of resources, especially the Birdhouse was actually in Huntington Beach. There are plenty of resources in Orange County to get boards made, to get them screened. The original board manufacturer was here in San Diego called Taylor and Dykema.
Are you a success from the launch of that board, or is it?
It was slim.
Okay.
We were barely surviving
Okay.
as a brand.
Right.
We didn't really make a profit until our third or fourth year in business.
And was there a pivotal moment when that happened? Do you remember like what it was?
I feel like it was X Games.
X Games changed
Yeah.
the game, dude. Yeah.
95 was the first one.
Yeah.
It was still kind of
Yeah.
early, and they didn't really know what they were doing or how to
yeah.
present our sports, because it was like, it's skateboarding and it's rock climbing and
Yeah.
it's bungee jumping, and everyone, it was just all over the place.
Right. And at this point, you have all these skaters that are on the team. They're out there with the logo. They're on the X Games. It's starting to.
Yeah, and so I had nothing to do with who skated X
Right.
Games, but a few of them were invited.
Right.
Oh, cool.
And they represented Birdhouse well,
Right.
like Willie Santos.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And some of the vert skaters too. So
X Games definitely brought vert back too, I feel like.
Absolutely.
You know, right? I have a rewind question really quick. You said you owned your house like before you were 18. Was there someone who, were you just thinking that way? 'Cause
No,
I
it was
feel
my
like
dad.
Okay,
my
'cause I feel like a
dad.
lot
My
of-
dad saw that I was making pretty decent money, obviously for
Yeah.
a teenager,
That's good direction from him.
and he said, "I really think you should."
That's smart.
Because I wasn't going crazy, but I was definitely loose with it.
Yeah,
you know, it'd be like, "Let's go to Hawaii.
Right.
I'm paying.
Right.
Everyone goes."
Right.
And my dad was like,
yeah.
"Slow down."
That's a mortgage payment.
Yeah. Well, also just like he was under the impression that it wasn't going to last.
Okay.
And I was more just
It'll go on
in
forever.
denial of that as a
Yeah,
kid. So he co-signed for my house just as a guarantee.
Dope.
Because I was 17.
Yeah, it's really cool advice from him, though. You know, I feel like a lot of 16, 17-year-olds just are never thinking about buying a house yet, especially in the skateboard world.
You got to understand. Also, I'm still in high school.
Yeah.
The idea that I get to live by myself,
Badass.
pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty badass.
So there were ulterior motives for sure.
Yeah.
And that became kind of an issue because his name was still on the house. And at some point he'd
True.
come over, he's like, "What is going on
is
here?"
happening?
Yeah.
Say like, and then jumping back to the X Games, just to share like one of my favorite moments. It was 2001 X Games, the vert finals. Bucky had just thrown down like one of the craziest runs we ever saw. He got like
Philly?
I maybe
You're
Philly.
watching it on TV?
I'm
Yeah.
watching it live
Okay,
on TV.
yeah.
And he had I think he scored something around like a 94 on his run, and everyone's like, it's unbeatable. You and Sal were the announcers.
Oh, and then Bob just destroyed. Yeah. I mean,
murdered it.
that run lives on in infamy.
Yo,
that,
it gives
that
me
run.
goosebumps. Like
Yeah.
watching it live was insane because it was like one trick after another, and you're tripping out in the booth.
Switch kick.
You're
flip,
like, what is
Indian
happening?
He caught it upside down, rolled it over.
It's crazy.
blunt kickflip in.
No grabs, switch airs.
Switchbacks, switch rock and rolls.
Yeah. Blunt.
I mean, I just saw someone post that run the other day.
Yeah,
It's still like.
I watch it every month almost. I love you and Sal tripping out on it. It was one of my favorite Tony moments actually, because like you seemed so fun in that. I'm like listening. I'm like, dude, Tony Hawk's mind blown by Bob Burnquist right now.
Still
am. Like full on tripping. It was so sick. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I think that was legendary X Games moment for sure.
The question I have for you is this about the building of Birdhouse, because now today, I've had the pleasure of working with a bunch of different artists, and everyone has a brand, right? Everyone's looking for what is their energy drink or what's their, non-alcoholic beer or what, like you can't be a notable person without having a brand now. But
or at least trying.
At least trying. Well, yeah, I mean, that's hard to succeed, right? But if you succeed, there's a big outcome. But we're talking 92. You guys decide we're going to launch a brand. That's an anomaly at the time.
There were a few people trying.
Yeah. In skating or
in skating, yeah.
Because outside of skating, not really. Like, I mean, the big thing everyone references like 50 Cent with vitamin water in like the late 90s,
right.
Like, but at the time, so skating is this really entrepreneurial category. What do you think, why? What do you think that is?
I think skaters just have always had this attitude of do it yourself. I mean, that is the ethos of skating. And so even back to the days of doing zines, I mean, in the 80s,
true.
Yeah.
There were very few skate publications. There was one for a little bit, and then people just made their own.
Right.
And then they would send them out and trade them, and that was sort of the way of communicating back then of what your scene was. Like, here's the scene on the East Coast, here's the scene in the Midwest, and we have several zines out here in California. So it's always been that attitude. And so when people realized, what do I need to do a skate brand? Find a wood shop, buy some blanks, have someone screen it.
Yeah, true.
It didn't take a lot of startup capital. For us, because we pooled our funds, we were sitting a little in a better position. I remember we got the back cover of Transworld Skateboarding magazine for $500.
Sick. What?
For Birdhouse.
What?
That's prime
And
real estate.
Everybody's
in
getting that sent to their house at that point. Right?
I mean, the magazine was like this thin.
Yeah.
But for us, that was the Bible at the time, and so we were stoked. Yeah. I mean, Thrasher too was relatively cheap to get ads in, so we were in both magazines. But that was a big output for us a month, like almost $1,000 in marketing and advertising.
Whoa!
I remember living in at the time. My parents, we moved to Portland, Maine. Not much going on up there. And I was getting a subscription to Thrasher.
That was it was magazines, which were Thrasher and TWS.
Yeah.
And then it was videos.
Yes.
And videos were, I mean, that was the dawn of home video.
Right.
So.
But the videos, you're talking about probably skate magazines, 80s, right? Videos are what? Late 80s, 90s?
90s.
Yeah, 90s. Yeah.
The first time we could have, so we made, the first thing that we did at Birdhouse, I made a video, Feasters.
Yeah.
92. And that, to me, was our biggest marketing tool.
Right.
And I remember I edited the final version.
You did it yourself?
Yeah, except for Jeremy Klein. He
Okay.
insists on doing everything himself for all of his stuff, which he still does. And then I drove it down to the Duplication Center of San Diego.
What?
This master.
Yeah.
It was on 3/4 inch tape back then. This is also in the weeds, like old school.
Awesome, though.
And then they would run like 300 VHS machines and record them.
That's
and then
crazy.
I'd have 300 VHS copies.
And then where do you release it?
We our very first Birdhouse ad said send $5 for a video.
Oh, it's
So
sick.
we were getting these envelopes with $5 in
That's
them,
so sick.
which was illegal.
Yo.
You can't send money through the mail
No,
like
no,
that.
I know, yeah.
And then we
Back
would
then
get $5, and then we would put in one of the videos, send it back.
Oh, that's so cool.
Crazy.
So I mean, the videos were like $2 each to produce, and then we had postage. So we weren't making money, but to me, it was the promotion because I grew up in the era of the Bones Brigade videos. That was our best promotion and marketing tool for our skateboards.
Do you still have the Feasters video?
Yeah.
The original?
Yeah.
One of the first 300?
Yeah, I have the 3/4 inch and the 1 inch master. You have to do it on 1 inch to do Duplication Center. So I had to
That's
get
So
it.
cool.
But I mean, and this is on tape, so every time you record it again, it's just
you
one
get the-
generation
it gets
less. Like,
worse.
it was
Yeah.
pretty rough.
I remember we used to, and then kids, whoever would get them, and then bring them to their friend's house, and you got 10 people sitting around watching him at that point. There's no internet. There's no sharing it.
I mean, the skate shops would play them too, which was really cool.
Yeah.
It's like the cool thing was like going into a skate shop and they're playing whatever movie just came out, and you kind of sit there, not even shopping, you'd just be watching, talking to the staff.
My big genius move was to put the skating on the left channel, the skating sounds on the left channel, and the music on the right channel, and then I just said like, tune it to how you want to hear it.
What?
But
I wonder,
do you want more crackle from the wheels and the concrete?
Yeah,
or do you want
exactly.
more music? That's cool.
I mean, it's such a good segue from the tapes, right? You have these iconic items, and then you have these pieces you guys start making. Let's call them boards. I mean, at what point do you start making apparel? Like right away, or is apparel a few years into it?
Pretty early on.
Okay.
Apparel, yeah. I mean, if you look at any of the stuff we did, like those tours, we were all wearing Birdhouse gear.
Right. And so, how wild is it for you now? You probably couldn't wait to get rid of all that stuff. You just wanted to sell it.
It's not
all,
that I
right?
couldn't wait to. It's just more that I always purged my wardrobe.
Yeah.
So it's not like I ever had something hanging in my closet that was like, oh, that's sick, that's super old. It never had a chance to get old.
Yeah.
Once I wore it out or sweated it enough, I just
Get rid
got
of
rid
it.
of it. Or
Yeah.
gave, I would usually drive it to Goodwill. I still do actually. And so all that stuff just went to charity. But I never imagined that. Well, it's hard for me. I'm 57. We started Birdhouse over 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's still fresh to me. So
Right.
like nothing feels vintage to
Right.
me.
Yeah.
And it's wild to think that people these are sought after pieces now.
Collector's pieces, yeah.
I mean, I'm honored by it. I'm stoked that people still have that reverence for it and they're sentimental about it. And I should have kept some of it.
Yeah. Well, now we got to get it all back. We got to go acquire it all.
I kept one shirt.
Which
Toss
is
that
that
puppy
era.
over, dude.
This is
see it.
literally this shirt right
So
here.
hyped to see this.
The shirt is from 1993. I wore it for a music video shoot that we didn't get paid for, but we're asked to do a music video. We're like, sweet, yeah, let's get promotion, whatever.
Yeah.
The band was called Dig,
Okay.
and I think one of the members of the band was dating Tracy Lords.
Okay.
You probably know
Yes,
from
I
our
know.
generation.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
if you want to look it
I'm
up.
guessing this is Tracy Lord. Yeah, because this
Tracy
is.
Lord, yeah. Well,
this
I mean,
is when she's like a movie star.
Crybaby.
Yeah, Crybaby, right.
Big fan.
Do you know Tracy Lord?
I might be a little younger than you.
She was a movie star, but she had a pretty interesting previous career. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, she was one of the first recognizable names from adult films.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Who became, and she's awesome.
Yeah.
What?
And so I got her to sign the shirt
That's so cool.
while she was there. So this is a 1993 Birdhouse Jeremy Klein graphic with Tracy Lord's.
I love how it
signature.
doesn't say Birdhouse anywhere, right?
No.
There's
No, I mean we weren't that. No, we just weren't that resourceful.
This thing looks so sick.
Probably this graphic was
Wow.
so hard to screen
Yeah.
that it was kind of like, are we really going to add something else?
I mean, look at the it's hard to believe it was hand screened or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
look at the detail on it. It's unreal.
Yeah, I got a photo wearing the shirt though,
That's
skating.
cool.
Are we gonna auction that shirt? Or sell
You
that
guys can
shirt?
auction this.
That's
All right.
crazy.
Let's
What?
go. And
I like
then-
how it goes back to the Jeremy Klein artwork here too. You know, you can see that constant.
Yeah.
Concept stuff.
I think those are some of my favorite. And then
Yeah.
the way Jeremy would take the Japanese style and make stuff that was
Yeah.
iconic, but it was
Yeah.
unique. Like I mean, you guys. Have
Yeah,
all
I mean,
these shirts
so
too,
why don't we jump into some pieces so we've acquired a few. We've been out there sourcing. I mean, they're really hard to get. Shout out to Hotline Studios for coming through as the plug on these. And we were talking about these a little bit before, but I don't know, Sean, maybe you want to grab them and kind of talk
Yeah, for
about,
sure.
maybe hold them up.
Yeah, I mean, I was in Japan trying to find some Birdhouse tees and talking
Yeah.
about high prices. I mean, they really.
Yeah, you know what? I
unpurchasable,
didn't
you know?
realize that until a few years ago. I
Yeah.
saw a picture of Drake wearing a vintage Birdhouse hoodie.
Yep.
And it went viral for the most part, and I was like, wait, our stuff is vintage? That was
Yeah.
the
I see. Yeah,
realization
yeah.
for me.
Yeah. And then you had a little push and
Yeah,
pull.
well, I could tell that the drawstring in his hoodie was
Yeah.
not the one that it came with, so I thought it was bootleg.
Yeah.
Which I learned later, it was not bootleg. Just the guy who sold it to him replaced the drawstring because they had no drawstring.
Right.
Yeah.
right? So I apologize on behalf. But then we decided to make that same color.
Is that the clip?
And
Tony
make it-
Hawk apologizes to Drake.
Well, not to Drake, to the guy who,
Yeah,
who
the
sold
guy
it
who
to
sold
him.
it. Yeah.
Drake didn't care. He had already moved on.
Yeah.
But we made that same color and that same look, and it blew up. And I was like, oh, is that what it is now? It also shined a light on the fact that we're still here.
That's
Yes.
cool. That's cool.
You
guys
know, and
haven't
then
done
so we
anyone,
leaned into the retro stuff was what got us here, and so like this,
I love
these
this hoodie,
these are
dude.
these are available now.
Yeah.
Right, and these are paying homage to a vintage.
Yeah, for
Aesthetic.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, the toy logo,
Right.
that's the iconic.
Skate
thing.
this in the sun every day for a month, and it'll look just like the OG ones, you know?
Oh, is that how you do it?
I mean, maybe, yeah.
All right.
You know?
I'm not trying to fool anyone.
Yeah.
Anyways, here's some of like the shirts we made.
Yeah,
off
the
this
germ.
snag. This is a good one.
That's I'm pretty sure that was a Paul Zitzer graphic. He was one of our vert skaters. There was a graphic of this guy driving with another germ that also was a shirt.
Ah, he's a germ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
And I love this little Birdhouse tag too, just the classic
that-
box logo, if you will.
I feel like if you need any sort of proof
Yeah. This
of
is
its
good.
provenance, it's the tag.
This
And
is
then it was
sweet.
designed. The graphic was done by.
Originally by Sean Cliver, but he had a more kind of dirty, edgy version of it, and
Yeah.
then Jeremy Klein made it a little more kid-like,
Right.
I guess.
Right.
Is that how we'd say it? Or Japanese.
Oh yeah, we will be selling these tees too.
You'll be selling
On
it
the
to
site.
me.
Yeah,
Hey, man.
please, if you want. You know, we'll give you the early access
Yeah,
code.
10%
thank you.
discount.
This one you said was who? Heath Kirchart?
This is Heath Kirchart.
this is
Yeah, the
sick.
Joker.
Then you have like another Birdhouse tag here. So like this
Yep.
one's obviously a lot earlier. This one probably came a few years later.
Yeah,
so-
but, this is when you started getting a little more sinister with the graphics.
Yeah. Did this stuff have to go through you for approval, or was it kind of like whatever they
It
wanted?
did, yeah, but at some point I just trusted them.
Yeah,
they,
cool.
they had proven themselves, and sometimes I was just more of a cog in the wheel.
Nice. We got this Robo guy, right?
Yeah, I don't remember whose graphic that was.
And then we
I
have
wanna
another
say it
Birdhouse
might have been
tag
Willie
here.
Santos, yeah. This one's pretty sick. I remember
USA.
this is one of my favorites because it has a Marvin the Martian vibe to it.
It does have
Yeah.
Marvin the Martian vibe. I like this area of just like the color and the
Yeah.
cartoonism that
Yeah.
was used. Like this is just so cool. You know?
This one's sick, and that is.
Were you guys ever specific about using the lowercase b versus the uppercase b, or was that the original? It's a lowercase b, right?
We wavered, but
Yeah.
for the most part, it's lowercase. I mean, that's the one that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
recognizable. This is actually a board from '97 that represents the team.
I love this board.
From '97. So Heath, Andrew Reynolds, Jeremy Klein, Steve Barra,
Crazy.
Brian Sumner, Willie Santos, and me, and Bucky Lassick.
Bucky down there.
Yeah.
I like this hit on the side too. The Birdhouse hit. Right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
This is kind of sick. Was
Yeah,
this
we should
also
bring that one back.
screen? This is badass.
That one's
I
screen,
love
yeah.
that. It's almost like the neck tag to the t-shirts, but on the.
Yeah.
Okay, this one we got the Willie Santos.
Yeah, we did a like a monkey series.
So everyone had
of
their
the
own.
Apes
Planet of the
vibe
Apes,
here,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. I
Really
guess, that was
classic.
probably like, I can't remember. I want to say this was more mid 2000s,
Okay, cool.
maybe later 2000s.
Yeah.
Mine was wearing a helmet.
Oh, sick. Oh, I saw it up. I
Yeah.
think I saw it upstairs hanging. Yeah, that's cool. And then we have the legendary Boom Boom HuckJam, North American
Yeah, that
tour.
so I guess for me it's more wild that this is considered vintage.
Yeah.
Because this is 10 years after we started Birdhouse.
Well, this
Yeah.
is like my era, so this is like super nostalgic for us because we look back and we're like, we were alive during this. We either
That's so
attended
cool.
these or like the story I told you about my mom canceling my birthday at the Boom Boom HuckJam
Yeah.
due to some bad grades. But we all like my era. Really, everyone has a story
what
for
if
the
that
Boom
was
Boom HuckJam.
this year?
That was 2003.
2003.
Oh, dude, it could have been one of the around there 2004, 2003.
DC, MCI Center.
Boom.
There it is.
Shout out to my mom for really robbing me.
Honestly,
of a good
you know what
time.
you should do? You should.
You know what
should
though? I
honestly
don't think
sign-
we didn't perform very well that night.
Yeah, I mean, I feel a lot better knowing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't your best.
I remember specifically on that one night.
So,
All right, cool.
What was the Boom Boom HuckJam tour?
I
What
won't
was,
lose any more sleep over that one. You know?
what was the inspiration? Like, how did that come together?
So around 2001, I just saw that there's all this interest in skating that was beyond just skaters. Right? There was actually an audience for skateboarding that enjoyed watching it, that enjoyed playing on video games,
Yeah.
but weren't necessarily skating. And it was suddenly like, well, now we have possibly an audience.
Yeah.
True.
And if we do exhibitions, we don't have to be the sideshow to the football game. Because that's what it was like,
Yeah.
like Warped Tour.
Okay.
Yes.
there's all these bands, you're stoked, there's half pipe over there.
Yeah, you're right. Warped Tour did have just like the side ramp.
But to their credit, they had it.
Yeah.
Right? But also, I was literally doing halftime shows for football games.
Yeah.
You know, in different areas where they'd roll a ramp out on the field. And then one time we did an arena football, game demo.
What?
So the arena football game ended, we put our ramp together and we skated for the crowd.
That's crazy.
And you could tell half the crowd was there because they wanted to see the skating.
Right. Yeah.
So at some point I thought to myself, we can be the focal point of a tour.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be the sideshow, and let's do our sports as entertainment.
Yep.
Skateboarding, BMX, and motocross.
Yeah, motocross. Yeah.
Right. And that was the tricky part because I designed this ramp right away because I knew that I wanted something that would fit in an arena floor, that would be the ultimate ramp. But how do we also include motocross?
Yeah.
And it was like, well, they're going to have to jump over the ramp.
Yeah. That was crazy. Yeah, crazy.
And so I literally drew all that out on a
wild.
napkin. And we sent it to a staging company in Pennsylvania and said, can you build something like this that can go up and down every night?
What?
And they said, for the right price, yes.
Right. Any crazy stories from the Boom Boom HuckJam?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, just the fact that we did that every night.
Right. I was going to say tour life is
We did it 3 to 4 nights a week, doing the absolute best skating we could possibly do. I mean, you know, X Games level skating, night after night.
Yeah.
The fact that we all survived.
You guys were packing out stadiums.
We definitely had some big sellout crowds.
Yeah.
Like Boston, Long Island, DC.
It wasn't easy tickets to get. Like my mom was like stressing over getting them originally. I'm surprised she even canceled the birthday.
I think the most memorable night, unfortunately, was just we had a bunch of stuff go wrong. I mean, we had a band playing covers of songs that you would associate with our sports. It started with the band. The guitarist broke 2 strings. He's never broken a string before. And then someone threw fireworks on the ramp.
No.
Matt Hoffman got a concussion. Bucky got a concussion.
What?
And
It's the first one.
it was one of the first shows of the 2004 tour.
Okay.
What?
And then we had a couple of miscues, and Kerry Hart got spooked. I came up on one deck. He wasn't used to seeing me, and he let off the gas when he jumped, and he slammed into the wall and broke his heel.
Oh man.
I mean, shattered his heel.
Yeah.
That was the worst.
Yeah.
Like that was, and at that point, there was a moment after that show where it was like,
We hang it up.
can we do this?
Yeah.
Like it's gotten too much.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's too hectic, and we had to really focus in. We had to be very astute on this is what we're doing. We're not trying to push it to a different level anymore.
Right.
This is the level it's at,
Right.
and it's amazing, but we need to survive this.
Yeah.
And Kerry, he made a recovery. It was long, it was hard, it was gnarly.
Wow. And do you still think that there's a space for these big live experiences built around skating right now?
I think so. I mean, I think Nitro Circus has proven that
Yeah, you're right.
It's
you
still
can
there.
take this sort of format and
Continue it.
fill an arena, sure.
Yeah.
It was just fun. I mean, it was fun I loved creating the routines.
Yeah.
Because we were doing like 4-minute routines with everyone flying over everyone else, and 5 people on the ramp at a time on a train.
You and Matt Hoffman would do like doubles too, right?
We did, yeah,
This
we
was
did
so
double
sick.
900. The first show ever, we did double 900.
Crazy.
We didn't make it, but
Crazy.
it looked kind of sick.
I mean, that's crazy to think back on. Yeah. I think Fuel TV was also probably a big part of bringing that like non-skateboard.
They did specials on the tour, yeah. But I mean, to answer your question, what's the best part of it? This ramp. This is the same ramp. 20 years later,
That's crazy.
this is where I skate almost every day.
This ramp was built.
This ramp was built for the HuckJam.
For the HuckJam, and now here it is today. And you opened the Hawk's Nest. You opened this up 20 years ago, basically 22 years ago.
I bought this building 20 years ago. Yeah.
Amazing. I do want to ask you about it. It's like you have this ability or this foresight to build something that's for your community. You know, I've had I've worked with Snoop for 20 years, and he built what's called the Compound. He's got 7 studios, and he's got, and everyone comes to him, and it's a center for his community. Like, it's a big expense to do this, but how rewarding is it to have this place is.
This is the dream.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I get to, I have the best ramp
Yeah.
within driving distance of my house. There are skate parks everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to compete
Yeah.
to stay in the mix.
Yeah. And people just wanna come to
for
you,
me,
right?
just personally, like I'm living the dream.
Yeah.
Everything is just kind of a side quest.
I mean, even walking through the space, just quickly coming down here, I'm like, oh, dude, he's got the spot, between the
Yeah, well, I mean,
this is a
and
museum. It's a
you kind of
museum.
have like everything you love.
To be honest, I would love to have a bigger space so
Yeah.
I could explore rebuilding some iconic pools and stuff from my
Cool.
youth.
That's what I was gonna ask.
That would be
too.
pretty sick, but I'm just happy having this ramp.
Man, one of the things I was thinking about was like, what is there like a backyard ramp or a pool you guys came across that's always stood out? You'll never forget the first time you saw it or skated it. Like where
I would
was
say
it? Where was
I
it?
cut my teeth at the Del Mar Skate Ranch
Oh, sick.
in the pool there. It was called the Keyhole.
Yeah.
It was one of the first pools that actually had space between the walls.
Okay.
And I feel like that was the catalyst for why half pipes are spread out,
Ah, I see. Okay.
right? Because it gives you some time to sort of
It's not just transition
reset.
to transition.
So, and all pools before that was all transition.
Plus like 4 feet of
Literal
vertical
half
size.
pipes.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
you
nuts.
take a pipe and
Yeah.
you take a half of a pipe. It was that.
Yep.
But also there was the one wall just was like kind of the right transition, the right height to learn new stuff.
Nice.
And that's where I created a bunch of my tricks.
Sweet.
If you were to rebuild that park exactly as it was, no one would ride it.
Right.
It was janky. The coping was chewed out. You know what I mean? It would be like some relic from it, but to us, it was heaven.
Innovation, right? Since then, so I got to meet you in the Olympics very briefly in France. You excited about LA in 2028?
I'm very excited about LA 2028. I'm
Yeah.
doing my best to bring this ramp there in some
What?
context and
Right.
include it somewhere.
You got to imagine skating 2028 LA. It has to be epic, right?
I hope so, yeah. I mean, I know that vert will not be a discipline in the Olympics in 2028,
Right.
but that doesn't mean that we can't be in the mix.
Has
Right.
to exist there. Has to.
That's what I'm campaigning
we're
for.
gonna
It has to.
we're gonna
Yeah.
will that into existence right now.
Yeah, it has to.
Okay,
How do we bring
let's manifest. LA
2028
2028, this ramp, or any vert ramp really, but I'm
biggest-
offering this one up because it's mine and you can have it wherever you need it.
I
Let's
mean,
go.
it tells a great story too. I feel like you can't really have just street skating in the Olympics without at least having
park,
a nod
yeah.
to
I mean,
vert,
park
you
is-
know? Park. You're right.
Park has some
Yeah.
vert elements, but it's definitely not what vert is these
Yeah.
days.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I look back to like that 2001 X Games, and I'm like, if anybody on the board who would watch that, how could you not want to include some kind of excitement like that?
Yeah, the irony is that none of those tricks that Bob did are being done in park skating.
It's true.
Because it only can kind of exist on vert.
Yeah.
Because the size. Wow. Crazy. This is all. I mean, again, thank you so much for having us, man. This has been.
Yeah,
This
thank
has
you.
kind of been a dream.
Thanks for
come
finding
true.
this stuff. This is
Oh yeah, these were fun to go.
Yeah.
this is amazing. It's like a trip down memory lane for me.